Hello everyone, this is Yukai Chow, and I am here to help you become more powerful and more successful in your field and your life. Today I want to talk about taking extreme risks. Yesterday I was actually in Santa Monica meeting some really cool people like Sean Percival from Tavo, Andrew Warner from Mixergy, and Lo Tian from Blackheart Circle. By the way, if you're in Southern California or anywhere on the internet, if you don't know who they are, check them out. You should be friends with them. They are good pillars of LA. So I listened to Andrew Warner's podcast from Mixergy a lot, and I want to bring to your attention one of the stories that I heard about that's his own personal experience. So when Andrew Warner started his first business, he was looking for large advertisers to put advertising on his website, and he found a very big advertisement agent, and he called them and said, hey, we would like to sell ads to you, and so we can grow our business and we can make it more profitable too. And the company says, no, you're too small, so we're not interested. Come back when you're bigger. So Andrew called day after day after day, and then they all rejected him. So then this is where the gutsy part comes in. He goes to his brother, who is also his business partner, and he says, hey, we have about $2,000 in the bank, personal money. Why don't we write a check and go to the office of this ad agency and say, hey, here's a check of $2,000. We want to do business with you so much that we want to give you this check. And if we don't grow to the size that we promised and make you more revenue, then you can just take this check and do whatever you want with it. But potentially we can grow really big and we can make a lot of money for you. So why not just do business with us? So the advertisement agency, they said, look, you guys are pretending to be a lot bigger than you are, and even your pretended size is way too small for us. However, we're really interested in your move. No one has ever done this before, so we're actually really interested in doing business with you. Let's make this happen. So this is how Andrew Warner built his business, grew his business up to over $30 million a year in revenue, and he eventually sold his company. So yeah, a lot of people give advice about having the right knowledge, making the right decisions, doing the right thing, and solidly advance. But sometimes in life, there are those moments where you just have to take the extreme risk. I think if Andrew never really put that $2,000 into this big deal and take that gamble, his company wouldn't be as successful as it was when he sold it. I also want to bring up another story from Chinese history because I like Chinese history examples. In ancient China, there's this general dude. I don't even want to pretend I know his name, but he crossed a bridge he crossed a river, and he was prepared to fight an army which was much bigger and stronger than his, outnumbered, outmatched, whatever. But he was not afraid, and he told all his troops to burn their ships and destroy all their cooking tools. And obviously his troops were like, oh no, how can we do this? Afterwards we won't have any way to retreat, and even if we did somehow escape, we would have no way to make food and we would all die. And this general says, yes, exactly, because if you have nothing else that you can lose, you have to fight. You either win this battle or you die. There's no running away, there's no escaping, you have to do it. So when the battle happened, the general's army crushed the opponent's troops, because the opponent's soldiers, they were all like, oh, I have family at home, I have to take care of my kids, my wife, what if I die? Maybe I should be one of the survivors. And they were not all out. Whereas the general's army, they could only fight, they could only charge. And so that converted really well and led to one of the famous victories in China history. So I'm very curious about what are the times to take those extreme risks, to throw yourself out there. And obviously if you succeed, you'll bring your whole business or your project to a whole new level. But if you fail, you lose everything. And it's always nice to hear about the stories about people who do it and they succeed. But I'm also really curious about who has tried that before, who has put everything on the line and they failed. Because I'm sure there are a lot more stories on that. So if you're out there and you have taken extreme risk before, especially when it's not necessary, right? There's always the solid path to take, and then there's the extreme risky path to take. If you've taken that extreme risky path and you have succeeded, let me know and we can share and we can learn from it, and also share if you have failed and if you feel like it was a bad risk, or you still have taken the risk but have done it another way. Anyway, this is Yu Kai Chow, and you have been